We are back again at Tacticae Imperialis headquarters, and today I'm going to take you through my 500-point White Scars Skyhunter Phalanx. Now, as you can see, it's composed of one detachment of Outriders, two detachment of Scimitars, one detachment of Javelins, and one detachment of regular land speeders. Now, the whole point behind this formation is to be an allied formation to my Solar Auxilia. And the idea is to provide them with the flexibility that the Solar Auxilia generally do not possess. So most of this formation is going to be able to outflank, something that the Solar Auxilia generally cannot do. So along with that flexibility, they're going to be able to act as a reserve, as well as threatening my opponent's backline and any important objectives or vehicles or other detachments that are sheltering in the backline. Now, the Outriders here do not get the outflank special rule, but they are going to provide some important flexibility in my deployment, and I'm going to be able to maneuver them and have them act as a screen for my main Solar Auxilia force. The Scimitars are mostly going to be focusing on threatening any lightly held objectives or infantry in the open with their heavy bolters. They're not super good in close combat, so I'm not sure that I really want to throw them into any infantry. If there are some vulnerable vehicles, that might be an option. But for the most part, I want these guys just moving around the table and causing my opponent a lot of headaches. Now, I hope you can see, I'm going to brag a little bit. I went ahead and replaced all of the main stands with clear rod. This was a fair bit of work, so I hope it was worth it. Let me know in the comments. I did get an electric pin vise in order to do the work. Doing this all by hand would have been crazy. So I think it makes a difference. I think they do look quite a bit better this way than with the stands that come with them. But I'd be interested to hear your thoughts. Hopefully it was worth it. So the javelins in the back here, I've decided to leave them with the las cannons. And the main reason for that is because the missile launchers do not have an anti-tank like weapon variant or a weapon option. And I really want these guys to be moving around the table and really threatening my opponent's vehicles, getting into the rear arc and using that -1 to really boost these las cannons up to doing some damage. Moving on to the land speeders. We've got 3 with multi-meltas and flamers, and 3 with heavy bolters and plasma cannons. Now, I do think it is a bit of a shame that you can't have a homogeneous weapon selection, but I think this will do the job. And they're probably going to have the same role as the javelins to get into the opponent's back line and threaten any vulnerable or isolated vehicles. And I think the plasma cannons will be able to do that as long as they're in the rear arc. The multi-meltas, though, is really where the focus is. So if I had the option, I would take all 6 multi-meltas. But that's the formation. It's about 500 points, which I think is a good amount because this really is a support formation. It's not intended to be doing a lot of heavy lifting. It's more about distracting the opponent and destroying any valuable targets in his back line. So I don't think more than 500 points is worth um, those tasks. That's something we haven't really covered in How to Fight and Win yet, but that should be coming soon. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this look at my models. There will be more coming soon. And until then, I hope you guys are getting some of your own modeling done. And I'd be interested to hear what you're working on in the comments.